Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac. Honestly, I forgot where we were in the order, and that's kind of weird because I clicked random and we got Isaac, so this is in many ways a random and an Isaac run, so this doesn't really help me, you know, anchor myself to what I should be doing in this run and next. But in any case, I love Isaac as much as the next guy. I don't really like Celtic Cross all that much though, so I'm gonna reroll that, and you know, I had a feeling, basically, as soon as I re-rolled it, that I would probably end up regretting that. But it's not universal item pool, so we'll probably like whatever we get in the boss room, if I had to guess. So we'll probably have one more re-roll available, if we're lucky, that we can use on Spider. But otherwise, we end up, you know, opportunity cost-wise, leaving Celtic Cross. That's not so bad. You know, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we just didn't get Celtic Cross, but I would prefer to get Celtic Cross, if at all possible. Used one of my bombs to attack Duke of Flies. I'm a little bit rusty, you know, I have such an Isaac backlog at this point that I can almost take like a week off, maybe even a little bit more than a week off from playing Isaac. And sometimes, you know, I just don't play the game for 3 or 4 days. Jesus Juice is totally fine. I don't play the game for 3 or 4 days. You know, get up to date with Let's Look At's and the Paradox mini campaign, stuff like that. Make some blog posts, etc., etc. But I find myself a little bit rusty, but hopefully I get back into the swing of things pretty soon here. Jesus Juice, again, a mild damage upgrade, I suppose you could say. It's exceptionally unlikely that we'll be able to get a third reroll on this floor. So I kind of think this is probably just a curse room anyway. Oh, okay. It is our last room, though. This is exclusively to make it so I didn't have to spend so long backtracking. There comes the hopper. We'll see if we have any extra money on a Curse of Darkness or Curse of Blindness. Basement part 1, there's no way I'm using bombs to try to find the secret room. We'll save those for the next floor when we'll probably have a realistic opportunity to actually get the secret room. And we get Book of Shadows, which is actually functionally totally worthless for us here. So, probably should have just picked up Celtic Cross. It's an item I admittedly probably kind of undervalue, but, you know, we still got a damage upgrade on the first floor. That's okay. Not gonna, you know, set any records for best first floor ever, but still reasonably okay. Getting Guppy's head is not that great, unless it's amazing, and the way that it becomes amazing is if we have a chance to get more Guppy items, because that was one free Guppy item, which is a pretty great deal. You usually have to pay for that, so to get it for free is fantastic, much like a ZJ. Now, I'm trying to see if there's any way that I could bomb my way into the secret room while also getting that treasure chest, because I don't want to waste any more bombs than is absolutely necessary. But we are going to have a reroll available after this boss fight, so I say we just go fight the boss. Famine is one of the easier boss fights that we could get here, which is good because if I start losing any more health, I'm going to find myself in potentially a bit of a harrowing situation, so I would rather just avoid that whole, you know, can of worms if possible. We're just going to get him down into the head state, and then it should be okay. Head state, also my favorite, you know, new rock band from the early 2000s and late 90s. I don't know why that's such a target for my derision when it comes to music. I guess it's because like, you grew up there and, you know... Or, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to dodge here as well, and that's causing me to not be able to use my brain properly. Let's get our cube of meat, talk about this deal with the devil, and then I'll explain what I'm getting at there. 9 lives, obviously very interesting at this point, but I don't think it's worth it yet. So we reroll, we get the Luck Foot and Razor Blade, some of the worst deal with the devil items we could possibly get. Probably an argument to be made for me to actually pick up the... You know what, I think we just have to use a bomb like right here. I don't think it's going to get the secret room, but I definitely don't want to do exactly what I just did. So let's ignore that for now because I'm mad. We've got our cube of meat. I would love to get some HP upgrades. But what I was getting at is, like, why are the late 90s, early 2000s such a target for my musical derision? I think it's because I grew up there, and, you know, or I grew up in that era, I should say. And that gives you a tendency, I think, or it gives me a tendency to become kind of, like, self-hating, because it's like, oh, I listened to this stuff when I was 14. It's no good, but then some people maybe listened to it when they were a little bit older and liked it again. The worst thing is when people get snobby about their music choices, because it's, like, the most valueless kind of judgment of all time. But anyway... oh, I really hope that was a bomb. So if you like listening to Treble Charger, that's okay by me. Our only way out of this situation is to, and by out I mean like to get the best possible outcome, is to blow up these rocks, get this treasure chest, hope that it's a key. Ooh, it's a bomb and a key, that's fantastic. That now allows us access to the item room, which gives us a mini mush, which is okay. And then I'm trying to think about whether we look for the secret room, which we have 50% chances of getting payout on, or if we just go for that tinted rock. And I think we're going to go for the secret room. And I got lucky to find it. And we get the unicorn horn. So in fact, actually, I got kind of unlucky to find it. And I was about to leave and use the unicorn horn on a cursed room. Turns out that would actually be an awful decision because we wouldn't be able to get back in because we don't have any bombs. So, there is 1/2 red heart available. I could go check out that curse room for a while, but I think it's a bad decision. It's another weird kind of floor. We picked up a cube of meat, which is a small improvement to our overall chances. We picked up mini mush, which is okay. A little bit better than average, maybe. Sure, we have to open this because we desperately need basically every kind of consumable resource we can find. But still, like, we haven't picked up any HP upgrades. We've only picked up a minor damage upgrade. Whether in the form of like a per tier damage upgrade or like a rate of fire damage upgrade. And of course it was a per tier damage upgrade in the form of Jesus Juice. But anyway, I digress. We really need both offensive and defensive items that are a little bit stronger than the ones that we've received so far. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in a pretty rough spot. We also desperately need keys. Otherwise, I may not even have the opportunity to use my reroll effectively, which basically is going to, you know, grossly inhibit where I actually am on this run, or what my overall chances are on this run. That was a really nice shot at the end. I guess we do get like a slight rate of fire increase from mini mush. It might not even be slight, it might be like appreciable, but I don't know. I should look that up on the wiki, but I, you know, can promise you basically 100% confidently that I never will. And you should know that by now. You do know that by now. Deep down in your heart. Maybe, like, you know, you hope that I'm gonna start reading the wiki one day. It's gonna become my homepage, and every day, if I just look up one item within like 6 months, then I'll know what all the items do. But then Rebirth is gonna double it, and I'll be completely in the dark again, and so will you. And that is gonna be a glorious day for me. So, Ghost Baby is like, if this was the first floor, I probably would have taken it. I think I will take PhD though, because the potential for tears, HP, and speed pills is too strong, or is too tempting, I should say. But yeah, if it was the first floor, I probably would take Ghost Baby, no questions asked. Maybe some mild questions asked, but the reason I say that is because, you know, the later you get in the game without great upgrades, the more impetus there is to try to get great upgrades, because you need them. And Ghost Baby is not a great upgrade, but it's a passive, so I probably would have convinced myself to take it just on that kind of metric alone. Now, we do have, if it was earlier in the game, I should say, now we do have more keys now, and we have a decent amount of money. It's possible that I may be able to get to the shop here and buy something worthwhile. Our secret room is not Our secret room is not adjacent to the curse room. That's a valuable piece of information. It cost us a heart to learn that, which sucks, but that's okay. We can't really go to our secret room anyway right now because we don't have any bombs. Hopefully that changes. Because, you know, we only need 3 more cents. We could also just randomly get 3 cents, or maybe get Pageant Boy from fighting the boss. There's a library. Library is not appealing to me very much at all on a non-universal item pools run. Unless I end up getting, like, the nun's habit in the shop. But again, the order of operations here is a little bit bunged up for that to happen effectively, I think. So we have a reroll, so I could use a key, go to the library, and maybe there is some value in that. This is kind of what I was hoping for. Book of Revelations should guarantee me a 2nd level cube of meat, so this is not you know, the worst decision of all time. Hopefully we reroll these and get like a Book of Sin. We get a Book of Belial, which is, it's not good. I was hoping for Book of Sin so I could maybe get some kind of consumable like a bomb or a key or something, but or a nickel, which would allow me to go to the shop. But now I've actually screwed myself out of having a reroll, but on the bright side, I kind of re-rolled the boss room already and forced myself to get a 2nd level cube of meat, which is a-okay. That's actually the Binding of Isaac PD. They're coming to see me right now because I, you know, re-rolled the library when I probably shouldn't have, and I apologize for that, but that's okay. It's probably actually an ambulance. I feel like such a dick, because, dude, like, we live on the street where occasionally sirens come. It's like a main thoroughfare. And I'm always like, oh, like, I'm trying to get good quality audio here. Not that the Isaac quality audio is already, like, a little, because I'm recording in an XSplit, I can't monitor my levels as effectively, but anyway, that's boring stuff that nobody but me and Total Biscuit care about. That's not true, a Roomba cares about it as well. But anyway, and yeah, I'm always like, oh, I wish I could avoid this noise pollution, and then I look out my window and I'm like, oh, that's an ambulance probably, like, gonna save somebody's life. Like, I don't know, maybe I should stop being so anal about that. I'm of 2 minds here. I kind of hope we get a deal with the devil, but I also kind of would welcome the opportunity to not be tempted into giving away some of my much-needed health. It'll be interesting at the very least to see. I don't think I've earned a deal with the devil on this floor. I took some dumb damage against Pestilence. We didn't earn a deal with the devil. That's okay. And we got a cube of meat, which is fine. I think we just leave this floor, to be honest with you. I think it sucks that we can't go to the shop, but we did pick up a second level cube of meat and PhD, which potentially has some pretty nice, you know, repercussions for us. But we're in a very weird spot here on the 4th floor, and our first real test, considering it's the Catacombs. But unfortunately, we only have 3 health, we don't have crazy damage, but we have maybe a below average, but still plausible base to build a good run off of. But we need, you know, valued things to come sooner rather than later. Yep, that's what I was hoping for. The spider just ended up killing himself on the spikes. You know, every time we go to one of these curse rooms, it's scary because we're losing a decent amount of health, but as a result of PhD, there's no way this ends up not being worth it, unless one of them's bombs are key, which it is. What about the other one? We have bombs are key and bad gas. That is probably with PhD, in our situation at least, where we want to keep our, like, bomb key ratio similar at least. That's a pretty terrible, and perhaps the most plausibly terrible with PhD pill combination, I should say, that we could possibly get. I kind of want to use bombs or key and then pick up the key, but I think that's still a pretty bad idea. Okay, oh, you know what? Remote detonator might actually make it so bombs or key is actually a workable solution here. So we get 5 bombs, and then we re-roll this, and we get a speed upgrade, which is not good enough, especially considering, you know, what we've gone through so far. And I think then we pick up the key, and then we bombs our key. So now we have 3 bombs and 5 keys. So that actually worked out fairly okay. I mean, it would have been also fine without bombs or key. We're gonna put down a bomb there as well, because I was starting to find myself in a very scary position. That's okay. We'll explore at least enough to get another reroll before we fight this boss, because you never know if we might end up going up against a real jerk hole here. I didn't like using a bomb to kill that enemy, because bombs have been so precious for us so far. We just got 3 spirit hearts and a tinted rock. I did not even know that could happen, to be honest with you. There's a pretty realistic chance that there will be an arcade on this floor. There is a library. That's another thing that's pretty tempting, because we can almost get the whole pool if we used our rerolls effectively and, like, oh, that was the worst walking, effectively and maybe borderline exclusively on the library, we could probably get some good stuff. In fact, with 5 keys, I think we might as well at least check it out. The book, I knew Book of Sin would be in here, of course, or I was pretty confident at least. I still think it's better to use our rerolls on the item room, because we know for a fact that there could be a useful item in there next. But, and yeah, of course, yes, I know there's a judgment here as well, and I do want to play this judgment. But we kind of gotta, you know, we gotta make some compromises here, because we don't have everything the body needs right now to succeed. We gotta make some well-reasoned decisions, I would say. Judgment is tempting, but I would rather go to the shop if possible. I can pretty easily get 2 more cents, but I would rather not use a bomb to do it if possible. I would rather just go to the secret room. Hey, you know, Mom's bottle of pills is gonna give us bad gas. I really thought that that would maybe be some kind of attribute upgrade, maybe even a health upgrade if the game's feeling generous, but no such luck, I suppose. We're probably in, you know, maybe 1 reroll on this floor territory. That sucks, but so be it, I guess. Maybe even less than 1 reroll, because I can't really get myself to that curse room unless I get a temperance card at this point. No arcade is kind of a shitty draw here. But I really want to go to the boss trap room. Oh my god, okay. I know I'm playing terribly here. Just relax, we can still make this happen. I really should not be losing whole spirit hearts against, you know, isolated conga liners like that. We're up to 14 cents. We gotta check out the shop. I had a feeling it would be greed. That actually, in many ways, absolves me of guilt. I can now use 1 bomb to access Judgment. And by accessing Judgment, then I can maybe earn an HP upgrade. We're gonna get 1 more reroll also as a matter of the... what am I even talking about? As a result, that's what I'm looking for. We're gonna get 1 more reroll as a result of the fact that greed was in this shop as well. If I get another bomb from Judgment, there is a at least theoretical chance that I could go to this boss trap room. Yes, that's true. Oh, okay, this should be fine. Don't kill Judgment. I say that because, you know, oh, we actually need 2 bombs now. If we get 2 bombs, it's possible the secret room will be adjacent to the boss trap room. Doesn't really matter. Well, this was a weird one. I'm not thrilled about the way this has gone. We might get bombs from the boss fight. Is that even possible? I don't know. Well, at least we were fighting an easy boss. I was really worried that maybe we'd be fighting, you know, Carrion Queen or something like that, or, you know, even the Fallen. We still have 0 HP upgrades, which puts us in a very weird spot. We are a little bit better offensively, I suppose, than we used to be. Mostly entirely as a result of 2nd level Cube of Meat, which is not an item you want to rely on to carry you for too long. And we got an HP upgrade, so there is that. I don't know. We reroll our item room and we basically take whatever it is because the pills could be good, especially in conjunction with the PhD, but I like the D6 too much. Harlequin Baby is like the ultimate compromise item. It's okay. It's something. At least we're not getting nothing from this floor. But we're really going to be relying on Depths or Necropolis Part 1, especially the shop and the item room, to give us some good stuff. Luckily, we are in the Depths Part 1. For the first time, we're going to be able to go to the shop. I'm really hoping that for the next 2 floors, we don't run into Greed. We'll probably run... if we run into him on a secret room, that's fine. But, you know, it's going to be tight. We really kind of need to make inroads towards powerful items really, really soon because... You know, we would probably be considering maybe dying on this floor. Not on purpose, of course, but we'd have it at least as a possibility in the back of our mind that we would die on this floor if I was on Necropolis. The only thing that saves me from that is the fact that we're on the depths, and I should be relatively okay to deal with most of the room combinations that they throw out here. I don't know why I'm getting so many red hearts. I thought for a minute I had little Chad. I'm obviously very thankful that I don't. I mean, again, this is one of my favorite, like, quote-unquote dramatic devices for Binding of Isaac episodes, but it's important to take stock of what we don't have right now that we would normally consider very, very useful, if not essential, towards having a winning Binding of Isaac run. We do not have the ability to fly, and that's pretty nasty, depending on some of the room layouts that we get. Devil card is going to be very... You know what? Let's use Bad Gas against this boss, and we'll use the Devil card later on, because the Devil card is much better. And we're going to get a 3rd level Cube of Meat, which is actually quite nice. I know a lot of people prefer 2nd level Cube of Meat. I think I'm of 2 minds about it, but I do think I like the damage from 3rd level Cube of Meat a little bit more. Although it is really annoying on Isaac and Blue Baby. But anyway, yeah, we don't have the ability to fly. We've only gotten 1 damage upgrade. We've only gotten 1 HP upgrade. Chances of becoming Guppy, basically nil. No Relic or Miter to get us more Spirit Hearts. We're in a very... it's an unlikely victory right now, is how it's looking. That deal with the Angel could dramatically change things, though, especially considering I have a reroll available. That's the Bible. Bible's real nasty as items go. Almost everything else here is useful. The Relic. Okay, so that's a big pickup. 3rd level Meat Boy and a Relic is not only my favorite Rage Against the Machine song, but it's also a huge... It's a coup for us to be able to get that stuff and now maybe be able to keep our health sustained as we make it down to the womb and beyond. In the shop, I'd be tempted to go for something like Blue Candle, of course, because it's a very easy way to improve your damage, and not just damage, I guess, but, you know, killing power in general, and defensive power. But I think the Compass is, like, it's the classic, but it's also the more valuable choice for us. So these guys are just a little bit too quick for Meat Boy to catch reliably. So I'm gonna have to... Man, if only instead of... I forgot that these guys are champions all the time. That's kind of cool, but if only we had Rainbow Baby instead of... Ghost. Is there any way for me to not take damage here? I guess there is. Or instead of Harlequin Baby, I should say. Okay, 1 bomb here. Thank you for staying back, Meat Boy, because otherwise you would be a real scary kind of companion here. This bomb room scares the shit out of me every time, because I always worry that if I make 1 mistake, I'm going to be unable to complete the room. Luckily, you know, even Tommy Wiseau was able to complete the room, so... That is something that gives me strength in the best of times. Whenever I think I can't do something, I remember, hey, Tommy Wiseau made and financed and directed and wrote a feature film. And you know it's not the best feature film of all time, although in many ways it is. But that's okay. It's done, and that's the important part. We don't need any rerolls yet. Or we don't have anything to use our reroll on yet, I should say, because we got decent items from the boss, or at least items that were not able to be rerolled from the boss, which is basically the same thing, I guess, from a functional standpoint. Please explode. There we go, there's 1, and that was a little scary, but we got through it. I'm actually, like, a little concerned, because pretty close to, yeah, if I just take, like, a couple more hits, I'm gonna start thinking, like, well, at the very least, we should backtrack and get that HP, I guess is what I'm trying to get at, because I'm starting to get a little low. Red hearts used to drop like crazy, now they don't drop at all. And unfortunately, because of the paths that I took, we have not had very efficient use of our rerolls on this floor. But if we get very lucky, oh, there's our shop. If we get very lucky and just get good items right off the bat, then it doesn't really matter, does it? So we've lost our spirit heart that we picked up. That was not so great. We get the coin purse. We have the PhD, so I have to wonder if, like, the coin purse is great here. It might be great here. It might be not great, but fuck it, let's do it. So we got 4 different pills. One of them is bad gas. Let's just get that out of the equation. One of them, we should see in a second what this is. I really wish that PhD caused them to appear faster. So we got a tears upgrade. I don't know why I wouldn't just take them right off the bat. I guess that's a, you know, a very smart question. The 2 tears upgrades and a bombs are key, which we're going to replace with the devil card. So, you know, 2 tears upgrades for 7 cents is really good. I can't complain at all about that. What I will complain about a little bit, and it's my own damn fault, but is that I could have re-rolled and maybe gotten the compass or the map. But I could have re-rolled and gotten notched axe as well. So it's a trade-off, but I may find myself a little bit later wondering, you know, what if? That being said, 2 tears upgrades is very, very nice, especially when damage is kind of a sore spot for us. Both damage and HP, like the 2 most valuable attributes, are things that we don't really have in spades right now. But, you know, maybe this item room contains a Polyphemus. We've had very good luck with getting that on runs lately. We got a box of tarot cards. I like these. At least if you're going to have to reroll, you're going to get something in return, right? So, you know, the Sun card is probably one of those things that is maybe a little bit more valuable. Oh my god, we got the Miter. Miter and Relic on this floor. The Sun card is probably more valuable than the Devil card, but it's one of those times when I wish I could take 2 cards with me, of course. Can't, though, so I think I probably should have used the Devil in the Mob Trap room instead, but hopefully it doesn't end up being a big difference. So we should be doing very well with Spirit Hearts now, and I would love the opportunity to get a deal with the Devil. I guess that's not really that likely anymore, considering we've gotten a deal with the Angel already, but I would love the opportunity from a Curse room, then, to get Guppy's head. Sorry, Guppy's paw. I always get those body parts confused. We're gonna go back for the Sun card. I just want to get some HP first to see if maybe I can go to the boss trap or mob trap room, because you never know. Maybe there's a golden chest in there and I can open it up. I think this floor has started to turn things around. This will give us just enough HP to get back inside that room. This floor has started to turn things around, and I mean that legitimately. We picked up Miter and Relic, 3rd level cube of meat, and 2 tears upgrades. That's a really good payout for a floor. And, you know, we still desperately need HP, and damage would be very nice. But this is the situation we're in, and we've got to make the best of it. And certainly, we're going down to the next floor a lot stronger than we came into this floor. So, it's hard to be too peeved about the way that this has worked out for us. Now, you know, obviously a 4th level cube of meat would be amazing. The odds of that happening are, you know, you got to fight death. It's probably like 20%, maybe even a little bit less than 20%. But if it happens, 4th level Meat Boy is, you know, pretty much an objective improvement over 3rd level Meat Boy. I don't think anyone would argue with that. The real question is 4th level Meat Boy objectively better than 2nd level Meat Boy? That's another question for another day, I suppose. So we got a Spirit Heart and some, you know, bits and bobs of consumables there. I think we've started making a, you know, a ramshackle good run here. Out of parts that we basically found in our garage. Whatever happened to Junkyard Wars? You know, I realize that that's kind of like a strange segue, but, you know, everyone goes on and on about TLC. Oh, it used to be the Learning Channel, now it's just Storage Wars and Hoarders. Actually, one of those is on A&E, which is Arts and Entertainment, but, you know, it's, again, another story for another video. But, TLC used to play Junkyard Wars. If you're a little bit younger, you may not be familiar with Junkyard Wars, or you may, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but basically, it was like, you know, they let 2 teams of typically like engineers and mechanics and stuff like that loose in a junkyard, and they had to make something according to certain goals. So it would be like, make a machine that can fly the furthest, and then they'd be like, okay, well, we're gonna strip this car down for parts, and we'll take like the car's engine, and it'll make you know, a small, like, anyway, I don't know anything about engineering, so let's just stop before I embarrass myself. Balls of Steel is good. What was the other one that we had in here? Bad gas. Okay, so we're just gonna leave. Bad Curse room for us. That show was really cool, and it, you know, there was a semblance of learning, even though it was entertainment, because you're learning about all this, like, neat engineering stuff. It was kind of like, it was that and Mythbusters that, like, defined TLC for me when I was a little bit younger. I wonder if maybe the secret room is, like, over here, but... And then Junkyard Wars, I think TLC was maybe guilty of playing it non-stop. Like, every time there was a holiday weekend, they played, like, 36 hours in a row of it, and I think people got tired of it a little bit, and then it's gone, but I miss it. I wish it would come back. Okay, this is actually great. You know, it's certainly way better than, you know, a baby story or something like that, you know, and that's me pushing my beliefs on people, but still, Junkyard Wars is better than a baby story, full stop. I bought the blue candle not to pick it up, but so that I could make sure that I wouldn't get it again and still have the opportunity to re-roll it into something else. The ladder is not good enough. We're really gonna go crazy on Nun's Habit or Compass here, basically. Map, I would probably also take. Our library contains 2 anarchist cookbooks. Those are obviously re-roll targets as well. I think we've gotten every book now. We've definitely gotten Telepathy for Dummies, Book of Revelations, Book of Belial, Book of Sin, Necronomicon, and Monster Manuel, and now the Anarchist Cookbook. So I think we've tapped it out, which is great because now we can also get libraries on the Womb and beyond, which means that, you know, effectively we could get double item rooms up that far into the game, which is really nice. Okay, the Spirit Hearts are dropping fast and furious. This is incredible for us. Again, Miter plus Relic. One of those items alone is a pretty huge improver of chances of success. Maybe like a +8 or something like that by itself, which is really nice. But both of them together, I'm not saying they have a synergistic effect, but that's, you know, if they're both +8 or so, that's a +16% chance, which is really nice. We were probably sitting at like 20, so that is a major improvement. I don't know whether to re-roll the shop or the library. I kind of want to re-roll the library, so maybe we'll do that instead of re-rolling the shop, just to see if we've exhausted the pool. Oh, we have! And we got 2 of the worst items as a result, Chocolate Milk and Wiggle Worm. Or I should say, you know, Chocolate Milk, the best item nobody takes! But that's okay. Mostly I don't want my hand to get sore from, you know, just charging up the shot all the time. Nice save, me! Let's continue moving onwards here. Now that we know that that's a double item room, we basically might as well use our rerolls there. Even if the item room ends up being shitty, we can get the same items from the library. So I'm glad I took kind of an aggressive approach to those libraries early on. It rarely works out like it has here, but when it does, it's very nice. Obviously, I just hemorrhaged the Spirit Heart there like a dumb idiot, but that's okay because we have a potential to get a payout from Judgment. 5 bombs plus homing bombs is not a crazy good, like, get for us. But we might end up picking it up just because there's so many juicy reroll targets for us. And, you know, 5 bombs plus homing bombs is not terrible. It's a little scary. We're not going to want to use bombs too much because Meat Boy's going to kick them back in our face. But, we'll see, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. Well, we might as well open our item room while we're here. Our rerolls, though, again, are best served in many other places. So hopefully it's just good right off the bat. Obviously it isn't. We got Mom's Bottle of Pills, which gave us a bad gas pill, the most common pill, apparently, at this point in the game. You know, and, you know, worst comes to worst, we can still pick up the ladder and leave with it. I wouldn't be thrilled about it, mostly because the ladder is, you know, a slightly increased chance of success, mostly because it gives us more consumables and lets us dodge some really asshole-ish enemies. But the compass would be very, very nice. But I really like the idea of having a double item room down here, so if we end up having to take the ladder with us, so be it. It's not the end of the world. It still is objectively better than not having the ladder, I would say. I don't think there's much argument there. Infestation and Scapular, both of which, well, Infestation I think is just not good. I think it's okay, and if you don't have any other choices, it's passive, and that's cool, but I think it's pretty not great, all things considered. And Scapular, I just don't know how to cheese it effectively. And if I'm not going to pick up Celtic Cross, then I'm not going to pick up Scapular either. Just because both of those items basically occupy the same mental space for me, which is to say, I don't understand them, so I avoid them at all costs. You know, mankind is a fear of the unknown. Let's just stay over on one side here. Maybe we'll get another... I was hoping we'd get another bomb item, because then if we got like Mr. Mega or Bob's Curse, that would actually make the homing bombs a little bit better as well, because they would be, you know, they'd have another effect that actually does synergize well, but whatever. I think we'll just pick up our homing bombs here. If I lose a Spirit Heart, I'll feel bad about it, but it's not the end of the world. Just get lined up. Okay, that was good. We're probably going to find our boss room soon, and that means it's, in all likelihood, we're going to end up leaving with the items that I wanted to reroll so badly. That kind of sucks. In fact, I should just kind of go pick them up right now, basically, because we're actually not even going to get one more reroll. maybe I shouldn't have gone so hard. Well, that's another spirit heart by picking up that ladder, but maybe I shouldn't have gone so hard on the whole item or library double item room thing, but whatever. We're gonna get the ladder, which is gonna allow us to get another spirit heart. We're gonna get infestation, which I think is not great, and we're gonna get scapular, which may or may not end up saving my life, because I have no idea how scapular actually works effectively. So be it, though. So, we're gonna just go pick these items up, fight Mom. I think we've got a very good chance against Mom. HP upgrade would be beautiful. We've got a Sun card. We've got lots of Spirit Hearts that should be dropping. Kind of not so great damage. That's okay, though. We should be able to make something not necessarily spectacular, but at least half decent out of this run. I think definitely, worst case scenario, we beat Mom's heart. But I do think we have a fairly realistic chance at beating Isaac and maybe even beating Blue Baby as well. All depends on, you know, what falls here, what falls on the next floor, whether or not we get to deal with the devil on the Womb Part 1, and then if we manage to beat Isaac, what do we have going on in the chest? In fact, one of our biggest predictors of success is probably whether or not we're able to take the Sun card into the Isaac fight. If so, that's basically like having a 1-up that we can renew whenever we want. And being at a half-heart interval would be important as well. I guess I should have picked up that bomb from way back there, but whatever. No big deal. So we are fighting Blue Mom. It's the most difficult version of Mom. Basically, I don't want to say 100% objectively, but I believe 100% objectively. Blue Baby is going to help us ever so slightly, but also kind of not really with crowd control, because he just kind of wanders around aimlessly. That's all right. I understand that. There's a lot of stimuli happening here. Now, if we just managed to... Whoop, I got hit by a spider there. I kind of want to throw down some bombs, but I'm pretty concerned and also positive that Meat Boy is going to end up kicking those back into our face. And with the homing bombs as well, I don't know if they're going to home in on an enemy that's like right next to me. Greed heads are the worst enemy that Blue Mom spawns, and she's spawning a shit ton of them. Like spiders, A-okay, man. Both kinds of spiders die in one barrage. But the greed heads are a much more fickle beast, as you can see. And the Meat Boy not doing a whole hell of a lot here. Now, I've got to be very cautious because, oh, there's 3 kinds of spiders, I guess. But I've got to be very cautious because if I end up standing in the middle, I'm going to get hit, and I did. But as, you know, penance, we did pick up meat and 2 spirit hearts. So I feel pretty good about the items that we picked up there. On to the next floor, I guess. No need to reroll meat. Probably one of my favorite HP upgrades in the game. I don't know if it's as good as an all stats upgrade. I guess that would be my favorite HP upgrade in the game, or in the game, I should say. But good nonetheless. Meat Boy, yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is your only job. On this floor, you saved me from using a bomb. And I really hope we fight death here, because it's been a while since I've legitimately gotten 4th level Meat Boy. Well, I shouldn't say legitimately, but, you know, it's not like I cheat when I play the game, but it's been a while since I've gotten 4th level Meat Boy. Especially since I that's bad gas. I remember that pill now. I very, very rarely take Book of Revelations as, like, a workable item now. Only in the most dire of circumstances do I end up rolling with that as my spacebar item of choice. It's not a bad item. It's actually, a pretty good item, I think, all things considered, but the D6, much, much better, because it allowed us to get the Miter, which is, basically, you know, the relic is better than the Book of Revelations, basically, unless you end up getting a battery and a 9-volt in conjunction with it, or a nun's habit, or, you know, any combination therein. Oh, yeah, probably should not have directly dodged into the enemy there, huh? It's alright, infestation is gonna help us do a little bit of damage, which is great, because otherwise it's god-awful. We will go to our curse room because Guppy's Paw is crazy good for us. And, you know, losing 2 spirit hearts is not an enormous concern given our setup here. Okay, we can't really do anything with that. I mean, actually, we're only losing... Why are we only losing a half heart? Maybe I'm getting confused here, but that's okay. We definitely do not have the wafer. I think. We have scapular, but we don't have the wafer. Whatever. We are also looking for the appearance of a library on this floor, which would be of great use to us. Again, basically a double item room on a floor where we can expect to get anywhere between 0 and 1 items. Maybe 2 if the deal with the angel exists. I took a lot of damage on a room that I should not take a lot of damage on because Blast Assist is pretty bad, all things considered. And, yeah. Anyway, I'm spending too much time, like, theory crafting in my head. We probably won't get a deal with the devil, because we've already taken a deal with the angel. If we perform well, we might get a deal with the angel. Obviously, Sacred Heart would make me feel very good about myself and my chances. But it's also maybe the rarest item in the game, so I don't necessarily want to get my hopes up for that. There's other great deal with the angel items that would be fantastic. you know, Holy Grail, that would be totally okay. The Halo, all stats up. Any of those would be fine. We already have, we've already seen Celtic Cross, so we probably won't see it again. And we've already taken Scapular, so that's not going to show up. Guardian Angel would be nice. So we're not going to get 4th level Meat Boy here. Explode? Ah, come on. Alright. I have enough bombs to try to use bombs on Pin. Try this one. Okay, that actually worked. I don't really want to use many more, but at least we took out half of his health in a pretty quick succession there. One more hit should do it. Meat Boy might be able to figure it out. We got an Eternal Heart and a range upgrade and a deal with the devil. Lord of the Pit is like not takeable, if that makes sense. Whore Babylon is not good enough, so we are going to be saddled with this range upgrade. No, we're not. We can explore more of the floor. Okay, so let's explore more of the floor. You never know if maybe we'll get another library again. Mostly I'm excited about Lord of the Pit. The ability to fly is one of the things that we were really grossly missing out on. I wanted to take Whore Babylon, but the math just didn't add up. If we had a little bit less health, it actually would have been better for us, because we would be able to roll on permanent Polaroid invincibility. But, you know, there's no other way for me to get rid of that health, essentially. So, you know, especially with PhD, it's not like a health down pill is coming down the pipeline at any point. Meat Boy, you can finish the job here if you so desire. That's a new pill. No, it's not. But Balls of Steel is great for us because we're starting to really rely on our Spirit Hearts as opposed to our regular hearts. Which is good because we don't have very many regular hearts, so I think relying on Spirit Hearts is something that's actually going to be totally fine for us as a result of the kind of amazing Spirit Heart-esque items we got here. Rebirth is going to totally change things when you can't get health off the screen. That is probably going to drastically increase the effectiveness of, you know, going full Spirit Hearts build, essentially. It's another range upgrade. Fantastic. But I don't know. I still think Miter and Relic will be amazing. It might just prioritize getting something like a nail or a crystal ball or Book of Revelations or, you know, any variety of new items that might come out in Rebirth, because then you can actually, like, once you lose life, you're gonna lose life that's actually, like, visible to you. You can replace it on the fly, but whatever. We'll see how that changes things once that actually comes out. Hopefully, you know, some point this year. Well, it looks like we're gonna be stuck with our yeah, we are going to be stuck with the range upgrade, but that's okay. Womb Part 2, I don't see anything stopping us there, and, you know, the ability to fly does give us a much better chance, I would say, against the enemies and rooms that we're going to come across later as well, so I'm very pleased, even though we got 1 HP upgrade and a range upgrade on that floor, because we traded 2 HP upgrades away. Bombs are key. Not quite worth it yet. We traded 2 HP upgrades away, but we got 1 in return, so I think that's okay. Yep, I had a feeling I would take damage there. Do some smart dodging. Hopefully we'll get a Spirit Heart to make me feel better about my, you know, woeful inadequacy there. Oh, well, there's one right there. The Blood Bank's an interesting proposition. High Priestess is okay as well. I think it's worth doing, and it's probably worth gambling on the Fortune Teller as well, but I'm not gonna. Yeah. So I'm hoping to get the speed plus HP upgrade, but it's not going to be my #1 priority. I thought I lost all of my HP there, actually. How did that happen? Oh, I guess I played that when I was invincible. Got it. So hopefully we'll be able to get a half-heart interval. Oh, we already found the boss. And then if we get a half-heart interval, we can play that... we can get Scapular invincibility on the Blood Bank. We can play the shit out of it. We'll have permanent Polaroid invincibility. There's going to be a lot of good stuff that could potentially come out as a result of this. So we actually are going to keep playing this and just hope that a half-heart drops sooner rather than later. And I'm not going to go... I could go fight the boss. I guess there's no reason not to because we can leave. But we might as well kind of explore the rest of the floor as well. We're going to get the opportunity to get Shoop the Whoop or maybe an Attack Fly here. Attack Fly is obviously the superior choice. Although, we might end up re-rolling both of them. I probably wouldn't re-roll the Attack Fly because I kind of like it. But you could justify re-rolling it. Shoop the Whoop is an automatic re-roll, basically. Okay, so we do have a chance to get the Attack Fly via that blue envy there. So let's just try to take out the gray ones here. And once they are gone, we should be able to execute a little bit of strategy and get an item that will improve our damage a little bit. Should be very nice. Looks like we're basically guaranteed to kill the blue ones last here. So, it's the same way I eat Smarties as well. That's, yeah, we got a pill, which could be great. Probably a Tears upgrade, all things considered. Yep, that's good. Maybe even better than good, to be honest with you. But it's not necessarily what we wanted out of that. Did you guys know, the American and Canadian listeners out there, did you know American Smarties and Canadian Smarties are different? In Canada, we have a candy called Rockets, which is basically like little pill-shaped candies that you chew and eat or snort up your nose if you're 2 years old. That's some extra money, which is fine. And then Smarties are like chocolate-covered, or candy-coated chocolate, basically. That kind of like an M&M, if you will. But I think in the States, it's actually reversed, where Smarties are like the powder candy, and then Rockets are something completely different that I actually don't know anything about. Anyway, that's that. That's Northernlion's, you know, learn something new every day. This is the Today I Learned subreddit. Incarnate, basically. Raise your John incarnates. Pretty soon we should be done with this room. Again, even though our tiers, or I should say our rate of fire is pretty good now, damage still pretty terrible. It's alright, though. Why don't we just go fight Mom's Heart? And I have a pretty good feeling that Mom's Heart has a decent chance to drop a half heart, and that would put us in a good position. We still have this Sun card, which is, you know, basically ideal for bringing into a late floor or a late boss, depending on how we need it, or when we need it, I should say. Meat Boy, just don't fuck around with the bombs. That's the only thing I ask. You got it. Yeah, that's a really good one, actually. Kind of hold the bomb in place. It's gonna be tough because I doubt that I will get through this fight without accidentally hitting myself. Because Meat Boy just has a tendency to knock these bombs way the fuck out of where I want them to be, and that was probably the worst way for it to happen on, to be honest with you. Now I've got 1,000 zombies surrounding me. Just put a bomb right here. That did work to some extent. Meat Boy, you got this, right? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, he didn't kick it away. It came back. Okay. So if Meat Boy just stands... If he stays in the middle, then it's fine. The problem is I can't stop Mom's Heart from actually being able to summon enemies because the bosses take too much damage to kill, and Meat Boy ends up moving as a result. So this is actually a slow Mom's Heart boss fight, despite the fact that it's also a very easy one. So we should be done with this any second now, and we'll be up to the Cathedral. And I'm really hoping that we do get that HP up, or not HP upgrade. We get a half-heart interval. That's a nice one right there. Permanently firing bombs. Save some more bombs for the Isaac fight at this point, I would say. We should only have to deal with relatively easy enemies for the rest of this. I'm a little bit concerned because my damage is really bad. As we can see on this fight, we're still pretty... Oh man, it's just another Spirit Heart. We're still pretty inadequate from that standpoint. But we're way more survivable than we used to be, which is a huge bonus. I can't believe I didn't take damage there. I can't believe I did take damage there. I didn't even see any shots come in, but I guess that's my bad. Let's keep this up. And we're gonna pick that up. If we get a half-heart interval, that is for the best for us, but, you know, we can't really exercise any control over that because we don't have, like, little chub or anything like that, so... I do think that the longer this run goes on, and the more I don't just completely throw on rooms, the much better our chances actually get. I think we've got a pretty good chance of actually beating this run. The late-game boss fights, Blue Baby and Isaac... Tears up, sure. Blue Baby and Isaac are going to be real hell, because our damage is not superb, and we're going to be firing like crazy, and third level Meat Boy's going to be chewing it up, and basically what I'm getting at is there's just going to be a ton of shots coming out of Isaac, and that's going to be real nasty because we don't have any orbitals or anything like that to protect us, and I don't know, we're just going to basically be tanking the whole thing, but I still think we can make it. Especially the less damage I take, and if I manage to take the Sun card in, which is looking very, very likely, then that's great. I have the ability to fly. It doesn't help me too much on the Isaac fight, but I think the Lord of the Pit actually gives you a little bit of extra speed as well, which is worth something when it comes to dodging. We still have the opportunity, I guess, for a library to show up. I was really hoping that would be Small Rock, but you know what? It's still worth it. Even if we just get one more Spirit Heart out of it. Well, it's paid for itself now. Okay. Slow fight so far, and it shouldn't be a slow fight, because Meat Boy should be able to crunch the shit out of Loki. He's just choosing not to, because instead he's chasing bomb flies around. We could just leave this room if we wanted to, but... because I've already kind of lost a Spirit Heart, I want to go through the room, and maybe we'll get the Relic to go off here, or the Miter could go off as well. We'll see. This should do it. That was more along the lines of what I was looking for. We got one bomb out of that, so we lost a Spirit Heart on that room and then didn't gain anything once you tally it up. I think, anyway. That's the way I see it. Meat Boy, you're in the perfect position right there. No need for you to move. Just stay on that greed. Don't worry about the hoppers. Oh, I did take some damage, being a total idiot. There's a lot of stuff to dodge on this room. You know, you can give me some credit there. This is not an easy room to not take damage on in our current situation. And our build is not really about not taking damage. It's more about not worrying about taking damage because we have so much HP to back it up. Speaking of which, we should probably take that. I don't know if Meat Boy got, like... He froze up, man, just trying to kill the turret there. Yeah, definitely gonna play this Judgment. He has the potential to possibly turn this entire run around. More keys wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But, well, yeah, thank you. Much appreciated. I'm actually gonna go check out that mob trap room. Yeah, it is a mob trap room. I'm gonna go check it out. It could have been a pedestal, in which case I would have loved it. Or it could have been a golden chest, in which case I maybe would have loved it. Mom's purse is just, you know, too little too late. That HP upgrade is really good, though. If we had gotten, Mom's purse earlier in the run, could have been good. But keep in mind that, you know, the best trinket we got over the course of this run was, unfortunately, Lucky Toe, which is like... I don't know if it's the placebo effect, but I feel like Lucky Toe is alright. I don't think it's negligible. I think it's okay. You know, Lucky Toe is not going to save us here. That was a really nice curveball there. And the good news is we still have all of the fistula left to fight here. So we didn't end up getting ourselves really in the muck when it comes to, you know, bomb fly spawning or anything like that. Okay, just take these guys out. This is going to be surgical precision. Very methodical, be smart. And we actually got a Spirit Heart just for killing him. That might have been from the Miter. We also got one from the Relic right there, and one from the Treasure Chest, which, again, effectively is one from the Miter. Spirit Heart's coming like crazy now. There's another key for a bomb. It's a totally fine trade. It's not going to win the game for us, but that's okay. And with 9 bombs and a ton of Spirit Hearts, I think we come out of this Isaac fight okay. And if I can actually keep the Sun card until the next floor, that is amazing as well. And if we end up winning this fight, we'll talk about how I'm going to use the Sun card, because there is some value, I think, in using it as, instead of a full health, using it as a compass and map, basically, rolled into one. So, I'm concerned about this, and I think justifiably so. I don't know who's doing the majority of the damage here, whether it's going to be me, or whether it's going to be Meat Boy. Every time I take damage, I guess at the very least I should, you know, walk up and drop a bomb in there. That may or may not have even hit him. I'm expecting to take, you know, maybe 8 to 12 damage over the course of this fight, which is going to probably erode most of our collection of Spirit Hearts. Why do homing bombs not work on Isaac? Is it like he's their master or something like that, so they don't want to rebel? Meat Boy doing work. It's not going fantastically, but it's going basically as well as I expected, so it's hard for me to be too mad about that. He cools off a little bit on the shots once the Angel Fetuses spawn, so my goal is just to keep Blue Baby, you know, in the money there and attacking the Mother Load, not attacking the Angel Fetuses. Still have health off the screen. Now we don't. That's okay, though. Again, I have fully expected this to kind of happen, so this is okay. This is business as usual. This is why you save your money in case of a disaster, and then the disaster happens, you have the money saved. Better to have it that way. Okay, good, good, good. Now down to the chest, where we see if we come across the items that we need to make some successful shit happen here. These is, I'm gonna pick up Little Chubby. I think Little Chubby's all right. Everything else here is absolute trash. Holy Water will ruin one of our familiars, and the other two are just bad spacebar items. Mom's Pad is potentially really good for us, actually, and I would probably go for it. I'm gonna take the Attack Fly. I would probably go for it, except that we don't have Nun's Habit, so I wouldn't be able to use it as much as I would like to. Should probably deal with Pestilence first here. So actually I'm gonna, you know, completely change focus here. That was stupid of me because it is now making it a little bit more difficult on myself. That's alright though. We want Famine to die first so that we don't have to worry about dodging the zombie horse while we fight Pestilence as well. Okay, so Death should get over it. Yep, there we go. Not too worried about the zombies, more worried about the horse coming out. So we just keep this up. The horse is going to kill, yeah, most of the zombies. So we killed Death, which should happen like right now, and actually the horse died very soon after. So I'm concerned, you know, I am keeping the Sun card. I've decided that it's better for me to use the Sun card for the health than it is to use it for the compass and map combination. But I'm getting low on health, and we're not necessarily, you know, blowing the doors off against Blue Baby. Oh, come on. Relative to where we were where we did against Isaac. Damage-wise, we're basically the same damage-wise, except I have the attack fly, which will occasionally do more damage, and Little Chub, which will occasionally do more damage. We're gonna go. Oh, that's so bad. We're gonna kill Sloth last if I can muster that. It's kind of predicted a little bit by whoever third level Meat Boy chooses to attack. But the tarot card from Sloth is potentially incredibly useful, so that's what I'm hoping is gonna pay out nicely. We got Bob's Rotten Head, 2 Spirit Hearts, and a second secret room. Second secret room is an Eternal Heart. Doesn't actually give us any extra health at this point, as we know, but it's another reroll pedestal, which is nice. We have 2 reroll pedestals back in our starting room, so that's what we're gonna direct. I'm so mad at myself right now, but we're gonna direct the majority of our attention there, of our attention there, I should say. This is a, you know, knockdown, drag-out fight here. Neither of those items are obviously gonna do anything for us. Neither Deadbird nor My Best Friend really provide much of any value, except in the way that they would maybe clear out, well, not even, but My Best Friend would maybe clear out 1 room for us, depending on which enemies we were fighting, but if it's easy enough that My Best Friend would clear it out, I would rather just clear it out myself and get an extra reroll charge. This is our ideal Horseman of the Apocalypse room right here. The 2 easiest, and not that it's a no-brainer, but we should find ourselves having a lot more success here than I did in those rooms against War and Pestilence, or Death and Pestilence. And we found a dead end. It's one of the caveats of, unfortunately, not using the Sun card to use it as a compass and a map. This is one of the major trade-offs that is actually going to determine whether or not we succeed on this run. I think we made the right decision, but time will tell. So I guess we just go up at this point, because we've basically seen all there is to offer on this side, this quadrant, if you will, and we may have a chance to get a tarot card. That's really dumb of me. We may have a chance to get a tarot card here as well, which would be quite nice, because, you know, if another Sun card dropped, that would be incredible. If a Hierophant dropped, that could be the difference between life and death. If I'm trying to think, if an Empress card dropped, maybe now I use the Sun card as a map and compass, because I have the extra damage card that I can bring into the Blue Baby fight. That would be a whole different, you know, strategic thing to have to worry about, but so be it. Poison bombs we're just going to take, because we already have the homing bombs, so, you know, poison bombs is just an addition to that. We're going to be using our bombs on the boss fight, as we know. Yum Heart, 10 extra bombs. 10 extra bombs has the potential to be pretty useful, actually, but I think we have to keep the rerolls going in the hopes that that becomes a damage upgrade of some sort. Yeah, that's or a spacebar item that's actually viable on the final fight. And that, you know, the tier list for spacebar items changes drastically when you get up to that final fight. We don't necessarily need to have something that's good long-term. Mom's Bra is a great item to take into the Blue Baby boss fight. Mom's Pad, if it had just shown up a little bit later, would have been something that I would absolutely consider taking into the fight. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, though, if we have the opportunity to make it work. Even Bob's Curse is better than taking, or Bob's Rotten Head, sorry, is better than taking the D6 into the boss fight. So just kill the Bomb Fly, and more Spirit Hearts. We actually are gaining a good bit of momentum here. Probably will use some bombs to take out these chubs. Do they ever come down here and start attacking me? If not, I guess I can... Oh, man. They have a lot of HP, but are otherwise basically harmless, it appears. So if I just manage to get a little chub to actually hit them, then that's going to erode their health real quickly. There we go. No bombs necessary, which is good, because we are in relatively short supply right now. Really good chub shot there. Chub shot my basketball maneuver that I invented as well, and then showed to Michael Jordan. And that's why I'm not allowed to talk to Michael Jordan anymore. So we are going to take both of these items. Rosary gives us extra HP, and of course Polyphemus, crazy damage, lowers our rate of fire, proportionally vastly increases our damage. This is probably enough to give us the win. And it wasn't easy to get to this point, but now that it's done, I think that's really good. I lost a lot of health in this room, but that's okay. We've got to be finding our boss room real soon. As you can see, we are now just tearing up all of the enemies that we come across. That's real good news. And I basically think we've just won it. And yes, it is because Polyphemus showed up, but also it's because I refused to compromise on the items that we got on the chest, thereby basically forcing them to give me something good. Or else, I suppose. Now, this is our Final room here, so we are going to get another reroll. I'm not going to bring it back. We're just going to carry the D6 in, because I think it's basically a foregone conclusion that we've won here. And I'm sorry to take the drama out of it, but, you know, I put in work trying to make this happen, so I feel pretty good about this. We're not going into this boss fight with as much HP as I would hope, but we should still be fine. Remember, the Sun card also works as a, Necronomicon, sort of, so if I can wait to use it until the Angel Fetuses show up, that would be great. But my #1 priority, of course, is just making sure that I use it when I'm about to die. Otherwise, that would be a very foolish death. And we got the whole, like, quadrant shot going on here. Circle strafing, getting the job done. Not the most effective DPS, but it's a nice little amalgamation of good DPS and good not taking DPS as well. Not even going to need the Sun card. Not even close, actually. This chest ended up being really, really nice for us, and that should be the end of Blue Baby. That is a, basically a textbook kind of chest run there, as always. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy the episode as much as I did. Of course, if you did, make sure you show your support by clicking the like button. It helps out a great deal. And subscribe if you want to see more Isaac in the future. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.